What's up guys, Mickey Motions here, and this is a Formula 1 2012 Singapore race review, and let's get straight into it by talking about Sebastian Vettel winning the race after Lewis Hamilton retiring unfortunately in the lead because of a gearbox failure which actually blew Lewis Hamilton's world title hopes. Jenson Button was in second place ahead of Fernando Alonso, who is now in the lead by 29 points, and behind him is Kimi Raikkonen in third place in the championship. It was definitely a great entertaining race to watch. The first half was quite boring, but then when we got into the second half and the safety cars came along, that's when things got very interesting. So let's just go into more further detail of what happened in the race. So first of all, we had Hamilton, who was leading the race until we had that gearbox failure as I mentioned earlier, and Jenson Button's McLaren took second from Alonso. So after Lewis Hamilton had lost drive on lap 23, he knew there was a problem with his car. So that meant that Vettel was able to catch up and take the lead. So coming along behind him was Button, Maldonado and Alonso, and they were having quite a good race. But then unfortunately, Raikkonen had a crash on lap 33, and that meant the safety car had to come out, and then after that's when all the drama started. First we saw Maldonado drop out of the race because of a hydraulics problem just before the restart, which was such a shame. He was expecting to actually at least get podium. He was actually hoping for the win, but obviously his car wasn't fast enough. So anyway, we were thinking that the race was about to restart until on lap 39 we saw Michael Schumacher crashing into the back of Jean-Eric Vergne, who was actually trying to make a move on Sergio Perez, and because of that they both had to brake early, which meant Michael Schumacher was braking a little bit late. Wasn't expecting them to brake a bit so early, and then Michael Schumacher just crashes into the back of Vergne just like last year, and same with at Barcelona this year. So pretty poor race for Michael Schumacher, very unlucky. It was looking good for Schumacher, you know, having gone into the pits. It looked like he could have actually gained a few places after the safety car was restarted so he could make some moves. Now, Michael Schumacher's excuse was that there was a problem with the car because he couldn't brake in a certain way. And I'm just thinking Michael Schumacher's always making excuses somehow. There's always some kind of excuse he makes up. And he always makes it sound legit as I make a mistake there. But I honestly think he's just making excuses. So the race was restarted again on lap 42, and it was starting to look like the race wasn't going to go for its full race. We're going to do the 2-hour limit. They have the 2-hour rule where you can't go over 2 hours. But later on we saw Vettel gaining 8 seconds before backing off on the final lap. So that meant that Vettel managed to win the race and Button came second. And behind them was Alonso, who managed to make sure the tyres would last. And a good race for Paul di Resta as well, who finished in 4th place. Also, Nico Rosberg managed to finish in 5th place, and behind him was Kimi Raikkonen. He was actually having a little battle in the race with Grosjean, which was very impressive. Grosjean managed to make a move, but later on Kimi Raikkonen managed to have a good strategy, which meant he managed to finish in front of Grosjean. Then behind him was Felipe Massa, who actually had a puncture I think at the start of the race, managed to come back all the way. He was having some very entertaining racing going on, especially with the move against Bruno Senna. It was such an amazing move. Like, he was literally drifting the car to try and make sure he can control the car. It was so tight as well, going into turn 9 I think it's called, and it's such a tight turn that you know, there's literally no space for Massa to move through. I think Bruno Senna wasn't able to see him coming, and that meant that Bruno Senna could not give Felipe Massa any space at all. And then Felipe Massa just lost the rear, just lost the grip, and then he was literally turning his wheel left and right like 4 times until he managed to slow down the car for the turn, which is right here. Don't know how he managed to do it. That was an amazing move, definitely the best move of the race. The last laps of the race were very entertaining as well, with the two Saubers and Nico Hulkenberg, who actually lost their front wings. Both Saubers lost their front wings because of Hulkenberg, and I felt quite sorry for Kobayashi because he was working so hard to try and do well after that poor finish in qualification. But anyway, I'm just gonna say the whole results order. So obviously in first place was Sebastian Vettel, second was Jenson Button, Fernando Alonso came in third, fourth was Paul di Resta, fifth Nico Rosberg, sixth Kimi Raikkonen, seventh Grosjean, eighth Massa, ninth Daniel Ricciardo, good race for him, 10th Mark Webber, pretty poor race for him. Sergio Perez finished in 11th, and Timo Glock actually managing to finish in 12th, don't know how that happened. Kamui Kobayashi finishing in 13th, and Nico Hulkenberg finished in 14th. Heikki Kovalainen finishing in 15th, Charles Pic in 16th, Pedro de la Rosa in 17th, and the rest were retired drivers. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please check out my channel for more Formula 1 2012 content. Please like this video and subscribe. I'll be doing a Formula 1 2012 live stream today, a career mode live stream at 7 PM UK time. This is Mickey Motions. I'm out. See ya.